I'm Bruce Opie with the Tennessee Department of Education.
Yes, sir. When and what is this, and then when and why did we do this?
Madam Chair, if I could, first of all, publicly apologize to Representative Bell for whoever in the department said that that diploma was worthless. That is not what any of this is about as far as I'm concerned. And when our previous discussions over this issue, we talked about the fact that a lot of these kids that go through this are Harvard graduates, make 36s on ACTs, so I apologize for that. I have been with the department since 1985, and I know when I came to the department there were what we considered three categories of a state-approved or state-regulated and approved private schools. Category 1 received an actual state approval. Category 2 was approved through either a church-related group or another accrediting facility that the state board recognized. Category 3 was a Southern Association of Colleges and Schools accreditation, which a lot of private schools and public schools receive. Then when the statute that Representative Bell cites, we had the church-related schools that were under that 49-50-801, 802. And those schools specifically in that statute do not have, they are not required to go through any departmental or state board regulatory activity. We don't deal with their curriculum, their course requirements, any of that. That's strictly related up to them. So we have, since my memory, always talked in terms of Category 1 through 3, receiving non-public schools, private schools, receiving a state approval for their curriculum, because they have to meet the same requirements basically that public schools do. When we get into this business of do we recognize or do we approve a Category 4 school's diploma, we do receive certain information from them as to where they are located, and they have certain requirements as spelled out in 49-50-801 or whatever it is. But as far as saying that diploma is state approved, we do not give that issue. As far as the post-commission, other agencies making the determination that a Category 4 diploma does not meet their standards, I don't know, maybe somebody in the department is advising that that is not a good diploma, that is not appropriate for us to be doing. It is simply a matter of we approve through the state board the diplomas that are from a school where we have a certain amount of regulatory authority. Since then, we have added 3 other categories. A Category 5 school is simply one that we know exists. A Category 6 school is one with a special need, a special process, and then a Category 7 school is Category 6 was created in case there was some sort of an international school, and then Category 7 many times are the residential schools that we work with the Department of Children's Services.
Thank you for your explanation. Is there any member who, while we're in recess, wish to you recognize, Madam Vice Chair?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dr. Opie, so then what you're saying is that for Category 4, it's not a disapproval. Are you saying I heard you say it's not a disapproval, it is a withholding of approval. So it's
yes,
not
I
like,
made an
like
analogy
saying,
in the meeting we had, and maybe it wasn't a good one, but you go to the store and you buy a candy bar or you buy a product and you see where it has all the approval, FDA approval, and it has how many calories it is, and it has all this information on it. You also may buy some sort of a homemade peach pie or something, and it probably tastes better, but it hasn't gone through any sort of a process, and you don't know how much sugar you're getting. You don't know how many calories it is. We simply don't, because we don't have any idea about course requirements or credits or the curriculum or the textbooks or the certification processes. We just don't say that that is a state-approved diploma. And I think it has been interpreted as meaning that it's disapproved, and that's not it at all. One other thing that has confused the process, and I'm not trying to defend the department if we are in the wrong, but several years ago a bill was passed that gave us, or moved from the Department of Human Services to the Department of Education, some regulatory authority over daycare centers. We kind of assumed and took over some of the Department of Human Resources regulations. In their regulations, it talked about a state-approved diploma for those daycare folks. And one of the instances I think Representative Bell referred to was a situation where our folks went in, the young lady had a diploma from a Category 4, and our person challenged that because of the rules that we were operating under, or the rules we are presently operating under.
Okay, just to clarify then, just for me, it's not an act of commission, it's an act of omission when it comes to using the word state approval. So it's a negative, not a positive, is what I'm trying to establish. The other thing is that this is a rule then, not a statute. Is that correct?
Correct.
It's just an operating
I'm not
rule.
familiar, and Representative Brooks and I have had a discussion about diplomas. I'm not familiar in the church-related statute where even it mentions the word diploma. It talks about curriculum and other things, but I went back over and reviewed that statute this morning, and unless I missed it, I didn't see an actual reference to a diploma one way or another. But obviously, a lot of the Category 4 institutions do issue diploma to their graduates that matriculate and meet their requirements.
Thank you.
Representative Cooper, before I go to Representative Johnson, okay. So we are back in session. You recognize.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I understand we have to motion on the amendment. We are on the amendment, actually, and so my motion is for the amendment.
Oh, okay. You want okay. All right. You have a motion and a second on Amendment 1 to the bill. Is there any discussion? Noting none. I'm ready for the question. Without objection, we're voting on Amendment 1 to the bill. Please indicate by the sign of aye. Nays, ayes. Now we are back on the bill. The question has been called on the bill. Ready for the vote. All in favor, please indicate by the sign of aye. Nays, ayes have it. The bill moves to full committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair and committee members.